Pay homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay homage to our teacher, Lukuswami Nahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I just returned from senior caregiving center. One of our devotees, grandmother, is there. So we had a Dhamma discussion and we chanted some parita. And it is interesting to notice this difference of somebody who is spending the last stage of life with the Dhamma. There is a very big difference. Like there are no complaints, no worries, like happy face, peaceful face, and no sadness saying my children don't come to visit me, no such sadness, no regret over the past, and she's recollecting how she has been keeping 5 precepts for a long time, how she has been practicing 8 precepts more often for many years, and she was discussing about her meditation practice. And she was so grateful for the Buddha's teachings and so grateful for the Bhantes, and she was sharing all the merit she collected throughout her life. So it's very different, very different. Because we go to these different types of people from time to time. Sometimes we go to people who don't know the Dhamma, who haven't practiced any Dhamma at all in their life. I mean, in the advanced aspects of the Dhamma. And then yeah, we go to different types of people, and normally what we hear is that like well, in general, those grandmothers and grandfathers, like when those who experience the last stage of their life, they are like, we see worried faces and sadness and sometimes complaints. My children didn't come to see me for a long time, and I am alone here. I am helpless, and or they would say, I was doing very well, but suddenly this happened. Why this happened to me? Like those kind of things. And when they try to teach them the Dhamma about impermanence of this body, impermanence of life, about good karma, sometimes they don't have that energy to pay attention because they have not been practicing those things for a long time. So it is very new to them when we speak like that. So we see that kind of group also. So they don't want to change their thinking pattern at the last stage of their life. They want to spend the rest of their life thinking about their children, thinking about their grandkids, and thinking about their wealth, properties, and how hard they work to achieve those things. You know what I mean? So the same pattern. And that's an obstacle and hindrance for their spiritual development because there is this desire, craving, clinging, attachment for these material things, and also some kind of aversion that this material world finally failed to satisfy their their needs and whatever. It's kind of feeling of failure. So it's difficult to overcome that feeling of sadness. So then we try our best to share some simple kind of teachings or meditation techniques with them, still with out of compassion. But sometimes it's very difficult because their sadness, their loneliness, their helplessness has enveloped their life, their mind. But when we go to this some other patients who are in the last stage of their life, they don't feel any helplessness. Instead, they say, like, Dhamma saved me. Dhamma saved me. I have the Dhamma with me all the time, and I am so grateful for the Dhamma. So we can notice that they don't feel that helplessness. They have something to think like valuable in their mind. They practice loving kindness meditation, they practice insight meditation, like they think about their precepts, they recollect the dependent origination. The deep Dhamma has helped them a lot to understand the cause and effect mechanism of this life. It's a big difference. And we can spend hours and hours in the hospital discussing the Dhamma because the discussion is going very smoothly and it's very easy. It's a big difference. And there is another group of people. They also have not practiced deep Dhamma as in the first case, but they have this kind of respect and confidence in this Dhamma to some extent. So even though we cannot discuss very deep things with them, very insightful with things with them, we can still talk about like loving kindness meditation, and we can ask them to reflect on the good deeds they have been practicing in their life. So they are happy to follow those kind of advice. And so we try our best to help them to have a peaceful mind, calming mind at the last stage of their life. So different types of people, but definitely we can see this Dhamma has like even Dhamma practitioners may not understand at once that one day this Dhamma is going to be very strong in them and very powerful when they are about to leave the entire world. The entire world means their families, relatives, children, money, wealth, and um, all the happy things in the world. But even though they are about to leave everything that made them happy for years and years, their husband, wife, or everybody, right? But still, there is this advanced kind of happiness in their mind. Normally when we are about to leave something that is very important in our life, that has made us happy for a long time, it is not easy, right? Like for example, let's say you had a child, and you cared for him so much, and you sacrifice your entire life, and then maybe that child is going to um, go to another country or somewhere, and you are not going to see him in person for a long time. Don't you feel that sadness, right? You feel sad, right? So imagine when we are about to leave everything behind and go. That time, if somebody has this Dhamma practice, it's a completely different mindset. This Dhamma comes in a very strong manner, like a very loyal friend, like a never departing shadow. It's always close to you. So you don't hate anybody, like you don't complain, you don't even your children couldn't come to see you more often. You still have compassion for them. You don't expect anything from them, and you still spread your kindness to them. You still wish their well-being. You don't have enemies in mind. Very calm, peaceful, because you have something to work on, which is the mental development. Even to the last moment of life, this Dhamma can guide you in the right direction. Isn't that powerful? Very powerful. And this grandmother, she was around 85 years old or 86, still with very sharp mindfulness. You know, when people go to the last stage of life, many people lose their mindfulness. You know, they go crazy, and they don't remember things, and they lose their memory and those kind of things. But this Dhamma has a very powerful energy to um, to keep those things alive, memory, mindfulness, and the Dhamma knowledge you gathered. But unfortunately, many people don't understand this. Till they understand, they are too late. But others benefit, definitely going to benefit you. Maybe some people don't understand it at present, but in the future, they will realize how powerful, how beneficial this Dhamma is for the life. So I just happened to do that Dhamma discussion with them, with that mother. Yeah. So definitely there are people who use this Dhamma. We cannot say that this Dhamma is invalid now, or it's not practical now. We cannot say that. It is true that very few people use it for their benefit, not many people, but there are people, still there are people. And they are grateful for the Buddha, for the Dhamma, for the Sangha. So you are also very fortunate. You learn in the Dhamma, and Dhamma will give lots of happiness and peace in your life when you pass different stages of your life. But regardless of which um, stage in the Dhamma your life is, just if you need any help when you are in the hospital, or when you are in the caregiving center, or when you are resting at home, if you think that you like to see a monk and have a Dhamma discussion, just call us. Just call the monastery, and Bhantes will come to your home, or wherever you are um, staying. Uh, yeah, that's part of Bhante's life. Okay, and that's part of Bhante's life, uh, and it makes lots of people experience a difference when they are visited by Bhante at the last stage of their life. So you can see that in many discourses throughout the Tipitaka. For example, when the household Anathapindika was sick, many times he would invite Arahant Sariputta Bhante, or the Buddha, or the Ananda Bhante to come to his home, and so he would ask Dhamma questions, and Bhantes would converse the Dhamma with him, and he's so happy. So like that. Yeah, because it is important. Sometimes when we are about to leave this world, where we spent 40, 50, or 60, even 70, 80 years, it may not be easy for the mind to prepare for that leaving part. So then a Kalyana Mitta would be like greatly helpful to help to learn about the letting go, to learn about the detachment, or to learn about more deep Dhamma. So we go to our sutta. Awakening Sutta, right? So Buddha was teaching this sutta, and Buddha was staying in Savatthi. Buddha asked this question, if you can remember. Buddha asked if wanderers of other religions were to ask, right? Reverence, what is the vital condition for the development of the awakening factors? How would you answer them? So if others were to ask you, what are these aids to enlightenment, and what are the factors supporting for the development of enlightenment? How can you explain them? So if you are questioned like that, then Buddha asked the disciples to answer like this. The first vital condition, very first one, for the development of enlightenment factors, or aids to enlightenment, is having good friends, spiritual companions, and associates. We learned about that in detail. And then Buddha taught about the second aid to enlightenment. That means if somebody has a goal to end suffering by attaining enlightenment, he or she should follow these things as supporting factors for that goal, achieving that goal, right? So the second one, Buddha explains sila. This is sila. Keeping precepts, seeing the danger in the slightest fault, right? If he or she is a monk or a nun, one should restrain in the monastic code, keeping the precepts of monks and nuns. And if somebody is a lay disciple, lay follower of the Buddha, they should keep 5 precepts and 8 precepts. Today we are going to learn more about 8 precepts, because we discussed about 5 precepts last time, right? So this is the second one, right? Supporting factor. So we last time discussed about the 5 precepts. First we learned about the meaning of breaking precepts and the dangerous results of breaking precepts. Didn't we learn all of those precepts, like about killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, speaking divisively, speaking harshly, and gossiping? Did we learn all of those? Just the lying? Okay, so then today we are going to learn from the Salayaka Sutta. We learned about the definition of each precept, remember? So we learned the definition. Here is the definition of killing, right? Yes. And definition of stealing, okay? And definition of sexual misconduct, okay? Didn't we discuss? And then lying, definition of lying. This is that. And then definition of speaking devices, we didn't discuss? Okay. Okay, so this is the definition of divisive speech. Can somebody please read?
divisively. They repeat in one place what they heard in another so as to divide people against each other. And so they divide those who are harmonious, supporting division, delighting in division, loving division, speaking words that promote division.
Okay. Now, speaking divisively. So this is something that the practitioners should avoid. And if somebody speaks divisive words, then it's going to hinder the path. We are talking about aids to the path, aids to enlightenment. So speaking divisively is an obstacle for the path. And you understand the meaning of it? You have the intention of dividing friends against each other because you like to get the attention of one friend to your side. So then, but you see that there is another friend who is close to that friend, and so the only chance you can get it that if you can break their friendship. In order to break that, you have to say something divisive and with the intention of dividing, and you wish for the division, and then when you say things about that other friend, so their friendship is over, and you become a friend of that person because he thinks by sharing those things about the other friend, he was um, he was loyal to me or whatever. So then their friendship is over now. A new friendship has begun, but it is on a route of unwholesomeness, based on a route of unwholesomeness. Okay, so with the intention of dividing friends against each other, if you say things, then you are not getting closer to enlightenment. Okay. Next one, the next verbal misconduct one should avoid is harsh speech. Can somebody read, please, the definition of harsh speech? Mm-hmm.
They speak harshly. They use the kinds of words that are cruel, nasty, hurtful, offensive, bordering on anger, not leading to immersion.
Okay. So you know that these words that are cruel, yasa vacha andaka kakkasa parikatuka paribhasajjani podasamanta asamadhi sangvattanika. Cruel, nasty, hurtful, offensive, bordering on anger, not leading to unification of mind, not leading to the peace of mind. That is the meaning. Okay. So I was teaching about these harsh words today in the children's Dhamma class. So I asked synonyms for harsh words, and they say cursing, swearing, using bad words. All of them are included in harsh speech. So they were right. And some kids said, my parents are using bad words when they're angry, when they are arguing. Then I told them, okay, teach them the lesson we learned today. The action is harsh speech, result, we learned about the result. So that is the definition of harsh speech. It is important to be mindful about the things we say. with our words. This is the path to enlightenment. It is not easy. That is why very few people escape from this limitless suffering, because it's a difficult path. Think about how much mindfulness does somebody need to control their words. Maybe in your workplace, maybe in your university or school or wherever. Maybe everybody around you using these harsh words, bad words, but you should avoid using them. You cannot follow them. How hard you should work. Because if you hear those words all the time, then it is normal for you to speak those words, right? Because you are conditioned by the people around you. And you are influenced, right? But even in such a difficult situation, you have to use your mindfulness, not to speak those words, because maybe they don't have a goal to attain enlightenment, but you do have. So it's our responsibility to secure our path. Think about Buddha's wisdom, right? Buddha realized all these things that we should avoid in order to attain enlightenment. And Buddha realized everything that we should follow in order to attain enlightenment. How much wisdom? Who would think that the words we speak are going to be an obstacle for the path? And the words we speak are going to be an aid for the enlightenment? Who would think? And then gossiping. That is also something that one should avoid. What is the definition of gossiping? And the Pali word for divisive speech is pisuna vacho. Pali word for harsh speech is parusa vacho. Pali word for gossip is sampappalapi. Can somebody read the definition?
We talk about untimely and is neither factual nor beneficial. It has nothing to do with the teaching or the training. Their words have no value. They are untimely, unreasonable, rambling, and pointless. This is how unprincipled and immoral conduct is fourfold by way of speech.
Okay. So akalavadi, untimely words. Abhutavadi, not factual, right? Anatthavadi, not beneficial. What you are talking or saying is not beneficial for yourself and not beneficial for others. Adhammavadi, you are not talking about the Dhamma. Avinayavadi is not the Vinaya you are talking, right? So, Anidhanavati, Vacham Bhasita Hoti. Others cannot benefit by memorizing your words, right? So, gossip, right? Spreading unnecessary things about others and talking about others' private life and unnecessary things, talking about actors, actresses, their personal things and all these things. People spend hours and hours talking. That is called gossiping. One should avoid. Remember the simile? Practicing the path to enlightenment is like swimming against the current. Journeying continuously in this endless samsara is like swimming with the current. That is why we see this difference in this world. We hardly see people going upstream, right? Swimming against the current, because it is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. But that is how this suffering is going to end. Otherwise, is keep reborn from life to life, from world to world, endless journey. Did we discuss about the result of this verbal misconduct? No? Okay. So we discussed about the result of killing, didn't we? We discussed about the result of stealing, result of sexual misconduct. We didn't learn about the result of lying, did we? We did. And this is the result of divisive speech. Buddha teaches, divisive speech, when cultivated, developed, and practiced, leads to hell, leads to animal rebirth, leads to ghost world. Okay? That means this divisive speech, speaking divisively, breaking friendships, generates powerful bad karma, right? Somebody will have to repay in hell, or as an animal, or as a ghost. The Buddha teaches the minimum result it leads to for a human being is being divided against friends. So that means after repaying in those painful places for a long time, if a good karma emerges and brings you to the human world again, so you are a human being, but unfortunately, the friends you earn very hard. So you are loyal to your friends and you are very honest. You help them to the best of your ability, but unfortunately, they don't stay with you because you have a bad karma following you. You break the friendships of friends in your past lives, so you have to repay for that. How you are going to repay? You have to go through a very painful experience. That is how you repay. And how you go through that painful experience? Because you are losing friends. Friends leave you one after the other. Keep leaving you. Isn't that painful for somebody? So maybe a result of bad karma. So that is why. So we are going to have future lives as well, right? So that is why we should avoid speaking divisively. We have to be very careful. Sometimes people say things to us and we should not tell those things to this other friend. We should not dial his number, as soon as we finish the conversation with this first friend, we should not dial the number of other friend to tell that, he said this thing about you. No, that is very dangerous. And we will have to suffer if we do that. This is normal in the world, right? Lots of divisive speech around the world.
Not among the friends, even within the family.
Oh yeah,
siblings,
it's common.
it's great.
And yes, you are right. Like, have you seen those siblings? Like some siblings, like live in great pain because those things happen. People are experiencing great pain in this world because this divisive speech going here and there. So if somebody is hurt because of our words, somebody's friendship is broken. So maybe that person is suffering a lot. So then we are responsible for that pain. So the karma will follow us. Please understand that all the karma is not instant. In the modern world, some people try to analyze this karma thing always as the instant thing. So people tend to think that if you do something bad, then something bad should happen to you right away. And they think that is how they understand karma. No, that's not how it's going to work. Think about this. Somebody speaks divisive speech in this life, but the result is the greater result happens after death. Rebirth in hell is after death. And these other things may come to him or her after a long time. Okay, now we are going to learn about the result of harsh speech. Buddha teaches here. Harsh speech. Remember harsh speech? Cursing words, swearing words, bad words, the words that leads to a quarrel, fighting, and the words that would make somebody angry. So these kind of words. When cultivated, developed, and practiced leads to hell, animal realm, or the ghost realm. The minimum result it leads to for a human being is hearing disagreeable things. So that means because you stole somebody's peace in your past life, you stole somebody's peace, saying bad things, annoying things, and you made somebody angry unnecessarily. Now that karma follows you. Like, first of all, it's a powerful bad karma that would lead to rebirth in hell, animal world, and ghost world. But after a long time, if your karma, good karma brings you back to the human world, still there is a remaining result of that bad karma of using harsh words, then you will always get to hear these unpleasing things, unpleasing words. So you don't have peace in mind because always you get to hear these, people don't appreciate you for anything, always complaining you, insulting you, criticizing you, yelling at you, using harsh words. Don't some people experience these kind of things? Lots of pain in their life. That is how they repay, because they did same thing to somebody else in their past. So they have to be patient. They have to understand it. And Buddha teaches how we should react to that person who is yelling at us, who is using bad words to address to us. Buddha is explaining in other suttas, because we don't want to continue this karma into our future. In this life, maybe we are getting those unpleasing, disagreeable words to our ears is because we created that bad karma in past lives. We don't want to continue it. So, but people don't understand. Many people don't understand that there is a karma connection here. What they do is, if somebody is yelling at them using hard words, they yell back. So they create new karma. And the pain is going to be repeated. It's not going to end. Buddha saw this very clearly. So in different sutta, Buddha teaches, even if others yell at you, even others insult you, there is a way how you can avoid bad karma. We will learn that in a future class. For now, you have to be patient and you should try all the ways so far not to yell back at them, okay? So This is the result of gossip, talking nonsense. When cultivated, developed, and practiced, leads to hell, the animal realm, or the ghost realm. The minimum result it leads for a human being is that no one takes what you say seriously. See, like this, there's a big impact of karma, right? In many areas of our life. So that's why we have to be careful, because we are creating our future here. We are experiencing the results of past actions. At the same time, we are creating our future here. So we cannot change the past now. It's already done. But we can create a better future. Maybe in our past lives, we didn't know the results of killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, gossip. Maybe we didn't know the result. But in this life, we are learning from an enlightened one's teachings. We are learning the results. So now we can try to avoid them. We couldn't avoid them in our past lives, maybe because we didn't know the results. Now we learn the results. So if we have that bad karma still following us of gossiping, then when we say things, when we give advice, instructions to our kids, our family members, or our employees, they would not care. Isn't that a pain for a parent? If kids don't listen to them, maybe there is a part of bad karma following the parent. We cannot say 100% that is the reason, but in some cases that may be the reason. So parents shouldn't get angry at their kids for not paying attention to them, because there may be some karma connection. Or in the workplace, maybe employees don't listen to you, don't pay any attention to your instructions. And that would make you angry, right? But there is a karma background there. So be careful. Okay. About alcohol and drugs thing, we already discussed. Okay. So these are the actions, how you break precepts, and these are the results as Buddha realized. Now we can learn about keeping precepts. So, okay, so we learned about breaking precepts so far. If you have any questions, please ask before we moving on to the next part of keeping precepts. So let me write here, aids to enlightenment. So you won't, because we are learning from different suttas, it's better to pay attention to the base sutta here. So this is about aids to enlightenment. Okay, first one, having friends in the Dhamma, right? Second one, keeping precepts. So we were talking about breaking precepts, not keeping precepts, because it's important to understand how you break precepts, and then you can understand precepts. Now you have a better understanding about breaking precepts, and now we can learn more about keeping precepts. So this is the second one. Some people think, some people may think the only way to attain enlightenment is meditation. But see here, we are going to learn 8 factors. Meditation is only one of the 8. So it's important to learn all the 8 as aids to enlightenment. So let's learn about keeping precepts here. Anybody would like to read?
It's when a certain person gives up killing living creatures. They renounce the rod and the sword. They're scrupulous and kind, living full of compassion for all living beings.
Very good. So that is Buddha's definition for abstaining from killing living beings. So again, as we discussed that day, living beings means not only humans. Some people think it's only about human, but it's about abstaining from killing humans and animals. When you say animals, some people think animals means very big ones, like big pigs, goat, chicken, like that. But when you say animals, even a teeny tiny insect, and mosquito, fly, all included in the category of animals. Okay. And this is interesting because avoiding killing means 2 things. You avoid taking others' lives. At the same time, Buddha teaches here, Dayapanno sabbapana bhuta hitanukampi viharati. You are kind and compassionate to all living beings. All living beings, regardless of their religion, their caste, their race, their nation, their language, the country they live in. No barriers. That is a part of the precept. Part of the precept. That is how you are keeping precepts. Not only avoiding bad things, but also developing these noble qualities. Right? Compassion for all living beings. Without barriers. Without limitations. You cannot say, I have compassion only for Buddhists. That is wrong. Okay. You have to have compassion for all living beings if you want to really follow the Buddha's advice and as an aid to enlightenment. Right? Even there are people in the world who do like very evil things, nasty things, very cruel things. Still, what is your part? Your part is to spread kindness to all living beings. See this? Living full of compassion for all living beings. Okay. Their bad karma, they will take it. Like it will follow them. If they do cruel things, if they do evil things, that bad karma will follow them. But if you hate somebody, justifying your hate for some reason, if you are angry at somebody, if you are mad, you are creating bad karma. Don't forget that. So Buddha didn't want you to make any bad karma. Okay. We need to understand our role in this path of enlightenment. So there are suttas where Buddha explains about the result of being kind and compassionate. So here, when you the opposite of taking somebody's life is saving lives. You save lives, right? You donate blood, you do lots of voluntary things, like voluntary work to saving lives, helping others, helping sick people, and volunteering in hospitals, caregiving centers. That's all included in showing compassion, extending compassion for living beings. And there are great results for that. And some people, they make bridges for people to walk safely around the world. And some people make do so many good things for saving lives, donating hospitals, building hospitals, right? And donating medicine, and donating clean water, building wells, establishing water purification plants. So all are included in this precept. So there are great results. Result is the opposite of the result of killing. Saving lives, avoiding killing, helping others to live longer, helping others to be healthy. Results, they are the ones who are going to go to heaven. Heaven is for them. This is beautiful. Heaven is not for the people who take others' lives. Okay? As Buddha realized, heaven is for the people who save others' lives. Which makes more sense? First one or the second one? Huh? And they are going to be reborn in heaven as gods and goddesses, and they are going to be reborn as human beings. And then the result of this good karma still will follow them. How? They are the human beings who are going to live longer. Like that mother I saw today. She is 86 years old. The result of being kind and compassionate to living beings in her past lives. Okay? So they are going to experience long life, good health. They are the ones who are going to experience long life as humans. Those are some of the results of saving lives.
Talk about saving lives. Our friend Yenny is in Indonesia, and she sent me a video. She went to the marketplace. She bought 2 buckets of turtles
Live,
and she released it in the river, because if she didn't, people will buy and slaughter them.
That's good karma. Saving lives, definitely it will follow her. So we can also be a part of that good karma, rejoicing in a good karma, saying sadhu.
She did invite a lot of us to participate. So we
Many people join,
yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
It's powerful good karma.
Yes. Yeah.
Like whatever we can, where we can, even in a little way, small, through small projects, we can still save lives. That's the karma we are taking with us. So I suggested we have a volunteer group, say, We Care for You charity. So we had a meeting, and so Raymond is here. Remember, we discussed about going to senior homes and caregiving centers, and to help them in the last stage of their life. Teaching them, sharing about meditation techniques with them, and sharing sharing these techniques of how to keep the mind peaceful, and how to remove worries from their mind. So kind of help for them. to spend the rest of their life peacefully. So that is one of the projects we are going to start. And some of the institutions showed some interest, right? Yeah, 4 institutions so far have kind of inviting us to go to their places and talk to their, the people there.
Can we participate?
Yeah, why not? Even for like let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes near somebody's bed, right? And that would be a great relief for them. It's invaluable. So yeah, they have they are sending a newsletter, and they have a WhatsApp group that is you can see at the entrance of the meditation hall. So then they will send more information how to join, right? Saving lives, spreading compassion.
What's scrupulous? In what context is it used here?
What is the Pali
When the
word for
previous
that?
time,
Yeah.
scrupulous and kind.
Yeah, what is the Pali word for that? Nita dando, nita sato, lajji. Oh, lajji. Lajji is the Pali word. That means you are ashamed of taking somebody's life. You are ashamed. Huh?
You should be.
Yeah, you are ashamed. Remember hiri atau otapa? This is like hiri. So that is how you keep the first precept, okay? Where is the first precept? No? Here. Yeah, last is. First precept, keeping precepts.
The first one.
Huh?
Abstaining from.
No, keeping precepts. Okay. First one, abstaining from killing. Killing plants is not included, okay? Killing plants and trees not included, but try to save plants and trees, okay? Definitely is a good thing. Oh, we have in our charity, we care for charity, we have tree planting projects every year. Please join and save the environment. Okay, so we promote that as well. So abstaining from killing and spreading kindness to all beings. If everybody practices this, there will be no killing in this world. So world would be a happier place, would have been a happier place. Okay, do you think every day the world is like this? That you cannot expect a world without killing? What do you think? I was thinking about this, like, is this the world that humans get to live all the time? Like forever? Is this the world? Then I remembered some suttas of the Buddha. When there is a wheel-turning monarch governing the entire earth, Chakravarti Raja, universal monarch, wheel-turning monarch, there is no killing in the world. Because this wheel-turning monarch, Chakravarti Raja, rules the world based on the 5 precepts. So due to this unimaginable power of merit of this king, the entire world obeys his orders. So among his orders, the very first orders are the keeping 5 precepts. So when he orders everybody to abstain from killing, they listen to that.
Okay, that's an ideal world, but for sustenance, for food, there's killing.
Oh no, you can
You know,
eat.
in this
You can eat.
industrial-
You can eat. You can eat whatever is available. You will survive. You will survive. But there has been such beautiful times. Like when I thought like that, it gave me some relief. Or at least there are some, very rarely, there are some time periods that killing doesn't happen in the world, stealing doesn't happen in the world, sexual misconduct doesn't happen in the world, lying doesn't happen in the world, taking drugs and alcohol doesn't happen in the world. Even to think that, it gives a relief. But it happens after a very long time. We have discussed about how rare the appearance of a Buddha to the world, right? So that is the rarest thing. After that, the next rare thing is the appearance of a wheel-turning monarch. It's not common. It's not common. It doesn't happen easily. So you are welcome to read the suttas about the appearance of a wheel-turning monarch. If you need the names of those suttas, and to learn how they govern the world righteously without using weapons. Yes, there is a time period in the human world where nobody uses weapons. So the name of the sutta you should read, Chakravarti Siyanada Sutta. It's a cycle, it's a cycle. There is a time period in the world. There is one more sutta here, Bala Pandita Sutta. It's a cycle, a time comes where there are no evil in the world. The time comes, and then gradually it turns towards the evil, and then evil increases, and then the evil destroys the entire population, and then almost entire population, and then very few humans survive, and then that is the time they come to senses, and they think, oh, we were killing our own brothers and sisters. What we were doing? We were so stupid. Look at dead bodies everywhere. Look at the blood of our own brothers and sisters. That is the day they are going to understand it. Not in the near future. In the near future, this cycle is going to the worst stage of evil. Okay. So after that, I'm talking about after that, when majority of population is gone, Buddha predicted there will be a time will come that these humans will start using their wisdom. Now humans are not using wisdom. Now humans are using anger. The time they are going to start using wisdom is not in the near future. After many years into the future, one day they will start thinking, when they see the dead bodies all over, and they will think, why we did this to our own brothers and sisters. And that is the day they are going to start keeping the first precept, and they make a determination to keep this precept. Okay, so it's like that, and then the cycle continues towards the goodness, not towards evil, towards the goodness, towards the wholesomeness Buddha predicted. And then cycle goes. when there are lots of wholesome things around the world, the future Buddha will appear. So I was teaching this in the kids class today, some of the things. So they learn really advanced things, don't they? So, and then they asked, what is the name of the future Buddha? And I said, Buddha Maitri or Buddha Metteya. And they asked, how do you know? They were shocked. And how do you know the name of the future Buddha? Then I said, oh, it's not me. The Buddha predicted this. Buddha predicted? How did Buddha do so? So they are like so shocked. And I said, that is the power of wisdom of the Buddha. That is the knowledge of the Buddha to see the future. That's why we say Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. We go for refuge to the Buddha. So they can't believe like Buddha even mentioned the name of the future Buddha. Like they're so happy and like overjoyed to reflect on the wisdom of the Buddha. That's really good. I really enjoy doing that class. Okay, so yeah, so it's a cycle. Evil increases, destroys everything, and then it starts goodness. So it's a cycle. Jason?
When you
Yes?
scrolled on certain Pali words, I noticed definitions came up that were much
Oh yeah?
deeper than just briefly at the beginning. Is that something that's one can easily do on Sutta Central?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
actually didn't know how you do that. It just happened accidentally. I didn't pay attention, but since you are mentioning about it, let's say, Linda, like this?
Yes, nothing came up there, but there were certain words that I briefly saw, and then I was reading the meanings, and they just said a lot more than what was written in the English translation. So I'll play with that. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's there, right? So
Okay.
is it only for Pali or English? Both. Pali only, right?
It was when there were certain words that you had scrolled over in Pali and the definitions came up. So I'll play around with that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
that's a benefit.
Thank you.